The Ravens Flock presents The Theblackfiles, an uncensored interview and review podcast for all geek fandom.
Welcome everybody, friends and pals, guys and gals, boys and girls around the world. Pop a squat, pop open a cold one with all of your friends. It is Wednesday night, it's a couple of hairs past 10 p.m., and you've been granted access to the uncensored and uncompromising interview and review podcast of the Ravens Flock. So, whether you're a friend of your feed, boy, girl, or in between, you are tuned in to a brand new episode of The Theblackfiles.
Excellent. Way to open us up, Juancho. Happy to be here on Wednesday, December 18th. We are 1 week away from Christmas, folks.
Oh.
Yay! It was literally Halloween yesterday.
Guys, you do also realize we're literally 2 weeks away from the new year.
I know.
Literally on the dot.
So fast.
What
2024
the heck?
Yeah.
December started to fast forward itself.
No, we were in fast forward since January.
Isn't it wild? Isn't it crazy how fast this year went?
I believe
I don't like it.
And yeah, it's not only crazy, but it's annoying. I'm trying to keep up. Why won't it let me keep up? What the fuck? What the fig?
Yeah, come on, calendars. We're only human. Jeez.
And the calendar's all like, nah,
That's
you
your
can
biggest
handle it.
issue.
Sounds like a skill issue.
Funny you should mention that. Welcome everybody to the Theblackfiles. I'm your host, Juan Arouse, one of the heads of the Ravens Flock, the tech guru of the team. I'm a guy who, despite my technical prowess and technological knowledge among the group, I can't seem to keep track of my earbuds to save my freaking life.
I'm so like sis.
No, I legitimately have lost track of my earbuds, and it's annoying the hell out of me to high heaven, and I'm like this close, like it's like a thing with me. It's a psychological thing to me, and it's annoying because like if I have to be out and about with people and the outside world and shit, I need to have some additional bit of something in the right ear. I have to, otherwise I lose it. And if I lose it, then everyone loses it. But you don't want that, and I know that y'all can't save me or anything. So the only reason that I'm telling everyone is to make sure that y'all are properly warned, because I will not be held responsible for the madness I go into if I can't find those damn things soon. But thankfully, I'm not alone in that. First of all, I want to go ahead and say hello to the lovely ladies of the Ravens Flock. Give it up, one and all, to Zayana Rose and Dragon Fang Cosplay!
I am ready for the weekend.
Ready for bed.
I mean,
Tired.
honestly, if I can just nap until the beginning of the new year, that'd be wonderful.
Oh, that looks fantastic.
Who's in agreement? Nap?
Yes.
Nap?
I was
Like
legitimately...
2-week nap?
I was legitimately groggy beyond functionality. So much so that I needed to go on a quick sugar bender when I got up in order to run an errand that K-Storm and I have been needing to do. We brought our deceased buddy Cole home. We went to pick him up in the little crematorium service down in Ybor, and I was just completely melted on my way down there. But we went and picked up Cole, and we brought him home in the urn and everything. So I totally agree with you. A nap would not be a bad idea. But I'll tell you who is full of bad ideas. Let's give it up for the man himself, the head of the Ravens Flock, the founder of our team, the executive producer and content manager of the Ravens Flock channel, the host of the Ravens Flock live every Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and the host of Wrestle Rewind live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. Let's give it up for Mr. Jose Casabona!
Well, thank you very much for that introduction. Happy to be here with all my sleepy friends and happy to be here with all the folks who are watching at home. And I resent that remark, Juancho. I don't come up with bad ideas.
Yes, you
Listen,
do.
I come up with good ideas,
No.
and the ideas that don't work are learning curves. Good ideas
Not learning
and
curves,
learning
learning experiences, and that's not how it works.
Mhm.
Yeah, how many
Nope.
learning experiences have we had this week? It's only, what,
Too many?
Wednesday?
Hump day.
I
Hump
needed
day.
I needed to send you a tutorial on frying an egg because you accidentally set one on fire. You you put it directly on the stove. Don't what me. What? You forgot to use a
No, that
freaking
was
frying pan?
me saying what? Like,
That was yeah,
What?
no, that wasn't me saying what.
Uh-huh, yeah, sure. Oh,
are you saying I sound like a guy?
no, I mistook your voice for Jose's voice. There's a difference.
You think that I sound like a guy? Excuse me.
How do you do that? Juan, you are too tired.
You have no idea how tired I am, Jose. Speaking of which, since I'm tired of apparently inadvertently digging myself into a hole, why don't we go ahead and
Yes.
take care of the usual stuff here, Jose, if you'd be so kind?
Of course, like all our other shows, we are simulcasting on YouTube and Kick. Hit the subscribe or the follow button on the bottom right corner of your screen. Click the bell icon to enable notifications. Leave your questions and comments below. We'll answer as many as we can. And if you wish to go above and beyond to support the Ravens flock, then you can become an inner flocker. For $4.99 a month, you'll have access to all the perks that comes with our membership. Juan, tell
Well,
them.
for all the inner flockers we've got in our chat, and I know we have plenty, go ahead and show off those lovely membership badges and custom emojis, letting everybody know that you are here to help rescue the Ravens flock from the clutches of late-stage capitalism to become full-time streamers. Since 2013, we've been working hard, staying strong, making your voice our mission. The only thing that stands in our way now is the fact that we have to work regular 9-to-5 jobs just to keep the lights on. See, that's the reason why we don't have Angel right now. You see, he's been consumed by the machine that is late-stage capitalism, so much so to the point where he forgets to check his phone, and he forgets to sleep, and he forgets to feed himself, which is a horrible thing because his mantra isn't cogito ergo sum. It's I eat therefore I am. It's not I think therefore I am. Jose's Jose even tried asking Angel to find himself a different mantra for himself, but Angel won't do it. He won't he won't change his ways on that front. But the problem is he's not here because he's exhausted, dead tired from working. Dragonfang is hanging on by a thread with a hope and a prayer, and she's trying to hold on to it. Zayana is a little bit better adjusted to her job, but let's be honest, who wants to be stuck in a desk job for the rest of their lives for doing something that they know that they're good at, even though it's not their passion? Who doesn't want to actually? What's
The
up?
good thing is, let's at least work from home.
Mine
Yeah.
can't be.
That's true.
Mine can never be.
No, that's true. But at the very least, it may be simple, but I know that's not your passion. That's not what you are destined for. You are destined for greater things, Zayana, and so is Jose if he thinks about it hard enough. But the point is, with your support, with you guys becoming inner flockers, and with you spreading the word of the Ravens flock, encouraging your friends and family and anyone that you know to subscribe to our channel, the more subscribers we get, the more inner flockers we can get out of that. And before you know it, we'll be self-sustaining, and we'll finally be able to work for you, our fans and our followers, and we'll be able to work on our own time, and we'll be able to actually take this channel to the heights that it deserves after all the time that we've been putting into it. So with your help, we can and will succeed. And yeah, I found Angel's actual mantra, Manduco ergo sum. I eat, therefore I am. That's his Latin thing. You also get access to members first and members only content, a special discount to our merch store, link in the description below, and you get access to all of us, the Ravens flock, with your favorite Motley Crue nerds, here to make your voice our mission by providing us your thoughts, your input, your feedback, and your ideas to better shape the future of this channel to suit your tastes and needs. Hey, up in the chat, we got Lisa Boo, Sarai Rios. Hey, up there, Sarai. Welcome to Theblackfiles. We appreciate you here, saying that, darn, that voice is missed. You're not kidding. We do love Angel's dulcet tones. Juan, you sound very far away right now. I hope I fixed it just now. a little bit ago. Hang on. Yeah, and yeah. I hope that's better. Because I've done everything I can on my end, technology-wise, with the microphones and everything. And I also see here the Joseph Santos in the chat. Hey up, the Joseph Santos. He's like, hey guys, he's throwing up beers for us in the chat. Cheers and beers for the Ravens flock. We appreciate that. And
Yay!
if you hadn't noticed, like I mentioned here, Dragon Fang, we mentioned, is exhausted beyond cognitive thought. Angel, he's at work and he's exhausted beyond cognitive thought. We were actually having a big fat discussion here before we went live of how drained I personally am, and how drained we all are from this day. Like, can we just nap now? Like we were saying over here, because of just how fucking tiring this year is. Can we just go to sleep and wake up when the year is over? And I really wish I could do that. However, considering that I'm on a whacked sleep cycle, and considering that we've got programming to put out, and we've got an interesting story tonight, I want to make sure that you guys are given the right amount of attention you deserve. Not just for your sake, but also for my own brain's sake. I can't say that we did everything we could to help in these particular situations if I don't put our best effort forward. So, what is it that you think we need? Jose, let me throw it to you. What do you think I need to get through this?
Well, let's see. You're going to need a lot of courage, determination, sheer freaking will.
I'm not John Wick.
You're right. You're not John Wick. So you need something to match that type of energy of John Wick. But thankfully, we've got that covered because we, the Ravens flock, are proudly partnered with Glitch Energy.
You're damn right we are. The power of Glitch Energy is what's keeping me running tonight. And since you mentioned having a skill issue, that's exactly what I've got in my cup tonight. I'm actually drinking the red, white, and blue popsicle flavor glitch issue, skill issue from Glitch Energy. Their specially formulated smart energy blend keeps you running strong all day long with 0 sugar, 0 carbs, 0 calories, 0 lag, and 0 crash. All right? You don't actually just face plant when you're drinking Glitch Energy. These puppies let you down nice and easy, bien tranquilito. Very cool, very smooth, and very mellow. And if you head over to glitchenergy.com, you'll see that they have a wide array of flavors available for you to choose from. And you might want to keep this website bookmarked because you never know when they'll put out a new flavor. Isn't that right, Jose?
That is correct. There's a big. Sometimes we'll get a new flavor almost in every week. Sometimes we'll get returning flavors for the holidays, such as the Grinch berry mix that's available for Christmas, and also what was the other one called?
Elf candy.
Elf candy. Thank you. Elf candy and Grinch berry.
Yeah, it's like literally Grinchberry is just named after the Grinch who stole Christmas, and it's cranberry punch flavored. Whereas the Elf candy is actually jelly bean flavored over here, which is like, I'll even show you Elf candy. Man. All right. I guess I'll have to wait for it to load. But you guys will see what I mean. We don't lead you astray, and neither does Glitch Energy. And the best part about it is that if you go to glitchenergy.com and use our promo code FLOCKFUEL, you get 20% off of your order. That's not a bad deal. And neither is the fact that these guys are partnered up with Afterpay, which means that not only is it easy for your body and your mind, but your products are easy on your wallets too. For example, the Grinch Berry comes in at a nice svelte price of $32.95, and you get yourself 30 servings off of that. But if you can't drop a whole $32.95 plus shipping or whatever else you need to pay right off the bat, Afterpay splits it up into 4 interest-free payments of $8.24 for this. And if you use our promo code, that'll knock it down even further. So it's easy for your wallet, easy for your body, and easy for your mind. That's not the only thing that's important about them, is it, Jose?
Well, I think you already touched on the flavor part, Wancho. You already mentioned it. Yes, you did.
Well,
but yes, to remind the audience... But yes, to remind the audience, yes, flavor is something that Glitch Energy thrives on, and they have different combination blends with different flavor choices to choose from.
Exactly, yeah, and
much like the skeleton.
Exactly,
and of course,
which literally just tastes like the good humor red, white, and blue popsicles, the bomber popsicles, guys, which are awesome. and I don't see any problem with it, and it tastes great. And if we don't like it, we wouldn't suggest it to anyone. So what are you waiting for? We haven't led you astray yet, and if we ever have, we'll admit to it the first time around. But I promise you this: Glitch Energy has not and will not let you down because they respect you in terms of your intelligence, because they want you to be able to try their product out. They tell you everything that's in it right on off the bat on the website, and they help you out in terms of your budget as well. So go ahead and head over to glitchenergy.com and use our promo code FlockFuel for 20% off your order. Head to glitchenergy.com today. We want to thank Glitch Energy once again for partnering with the Ravens Flock. You guys are awesome for the holiday season. Isn't that right, folks?
That's right.
Yep.
These guys are awesome. And the one thing that makes them awesome is that they're not using Bitcoin.
Yeah, no, God. Jose, you could have given me a warning before going.
No, he had to rip the Band-Aid off.
No, you're right. I should have tossed Juan a Bitcoin.
I will smash.
Listen, I know you want to toss a coin to him, but not that type of coin. That is disrespectful.
Jose, if you had a
Please do
Bitcoin,
not pay your Witcher or your Juan in Bitcoin. Only gold coins allowed.
yeah,
No fake ones.
I want actual real currency, motherfucker, not this made up crypto bullshit. And apparently Lisa Boo loves cranberry flavoring, so Lisa Boo, if it's within your means, and if you want to give it a try, go ahead and pick up the Grinch berry flavor, because you don't have to use one full scoop for your serving on there. You can space it out little by little to make it last longer. If you're not really big on caffeine or any of the other ingredients in Glitch, give it a shot and let us know what you think. And Sarai was saying, Juancho, you do have the same name as John Wick, maybe, but I don't have Keanu Reeves's.
You don't have a dog.
No, yeah. I don't have a dog. I don't even have a dead dog. I've got 3 dead bunnies now and 1 living bunny, but I don't have a dead dog.
Don't jinx yourself. Knock on wood right now. Right now.
Juan!
Don't you dare do that to our baby girl.
I know. Caramel is the only one left. Jesus Christ. Why do you think I feel? But yeah, no, I guess there's no easy way to do this. Okay, we're going to have to go back to the black
Rip
chamber.
the Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
Don't be gentle.
Okay. All right. So, first things first. Hold on. What's this about? Why is this blinking? Hold on. Something just blinked. Oh, snap. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Ficesetter Macrocephalus is in the chat. A up there, Ficesetter. Thank you for the $5 super chat.
Yay!
Holy shit. Which, by the way, guys, I did set up a goal for tonight. For tonight's episode of the Blackfiles, and also Matthew Colbert is in the chat. Hey up, Matthew Colbert and Ficesetter Macrocephalus. Welcome to the Blackfiles. I set up a goal. If we can hit 5 super chats tonight, that's going to be our goal. It doesn't matter how big or small, or how much or how little you can. If we can hit that goal, that'd be awesome. And Ficesetter is saying cryptocurrency still constitutes a fiat reserve currency, thus making all libertarian crypto bros hypocrites and traitors to the US dollar. Prove me wrong. Couldn't have said it better myself, Ficesetter. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no, he nailed it. Well, congratulations there, my friend. I'll be sure to send you a Bitcoin.
No!
No.
Why? Jose, do you even know how Bitcoin works?
No, I'm not an idiot. I don't invest in that shit. I just like using it as a joke.
Well, this is how unfunny that joke is, Jose. Mr. Casabona, Mr. Fearless Leader of the Ravens Flock. Every Bitcoin is worth $100,821.80 as of today.
Oh shit.
Oh shit is right. Don't.
But it's not real currency.
No, it isn't. It's not even proper fiat currency. It's fiat currency with extra steps. Okay, and so you know, folks, I've got to also give you an obligatory disclaimer over here tonight, here on the Blackfiles. We are going to be discussing a lot about the cryptocurrency market. And we're also going to be, to a degree, discussing the incoming Trump administration that's going to begin January 20th of next year. Assuming that something miraculous doesn't happen in the meantime. For the record, any political opinions displayed here are purely that, opinions. You can disagree with an opinion one way or another, and as long as we're civil about that shit, we'll be honky-dory. If you try to shit on us over it, then we'll have problems. However, we've also got very strong opinions about the crypto marketplace as a whole. We at the Ravens Flock are not financial advisors. We are not your bankers. We are not Wu-Tang Financial. This is for the kids. All right, woo. We're not Wu-Tang.
Yeah, no.
We are not here to tell you to diversify your bonds, motherfucker. All right, Wu-Tang
We
Clan.
are concerned citizens just expressing our opinions, and we ask that you please be respectful in the live chat and don't come off as aggressive, like calling us Nazis from out of nowhere.
Also, Wu-Tang is for the kids. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. All right, woo!
That too.
Fuck. No, but seriously, we're not your financial advisors. We're not here to tell you what to put your money into in terms of speculative investments. You're on your own with that. Go hire a broker, hire a fucking financial advisor or whatever. Do that on your own time and do your own homework on this shit. I'm just showing you the research that we've got on this story in order to help people understand how much of a fucking problem this is. All right? There's my disclaimer. That's done. Okay. So, who here remembers the beginning of this year? No? Anybody?
No.
Anybody? No? No?
I remember my birthday. It wasn't the beginning of the year. Ish.
You have a birthday? Wait, you got a birthday?
You had a birthday? What, did you age or something? Who told you to age, Jose? What's wrong with you over here aging without me? The nerve, the unmitigated gall, the audacity. You're grounded. No aging for you. Shit. Motherfucker getting old on me. How dare you? Some people are so inconsiderate. Anyway, what is the miracle you're expecting, Juancho? Sarai, truthfully, anything could happen. I really don't know. I don't wish ill on a human being, but then again, anything can happen between now and January 20th. Anything can happen at that point. Let me see here. Matthew Cobra was saying, I got my Ghostbusters PKE meter and Ghost Trap Sunday. I backed it last year. Ooh! Fuck yeah! Nice. I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
That's pretty cool. But can we get back to the story? What happened at the beginning of the year of 2024, Juan?
Okay, so at the beginning of the year, as the presidential elections for this year started up, we saw that there was a very limp support politically in the U.S. government for legitimizing cryptocurrency as an actual currency that can be used for exchanging the same way that you would exchange dollars to pesos or dollars to euros or dollars to yen or anything like that. It was it was very, very limp at the beginning. And then out of nowhere, Donald Trump decided that he was going to get into the crypto space by getting into his Trump collector cards, his NFT cards. I don't know if you remember that.
And you said NFT cards?
Yes.
I
Actually, no, it wasn't at the beginning of this year. It was actually way older than that, but it was at the beginning of this year when he solidified himself in it. And let me just show you guys exactly what these things are worth over here. On the only actual market where this shit can be bought, which is called OpenSea. These are all official Donald Trump digital trading cards. And they're basically AI-generated photos of Donald Trump that are sold as NFTs, because, this is a blockchain, bruh. They're in the future, bruh. So they're like, okay, let me just give you an example. There's apparently in Ethereum, which is the amount of which is the actual Bitcoin crypto coin that they're under. They're at 15,914 Ethereums in total value, with 14,055 unique separate owners of all of these. He was selling these babies for $100 each, basically, if I remember correctly. And you could tell that these are extremely low effort. For example, I don't even need to, for example, them. I'm just showing these because this is just how lazy the NFT marketplace itself actually is. They're almost all the exact same pose of Donald Trump in one variation or another. There's him with a cowboy hat. There's him in golfing outfits. There's him with big boxing gloves with the number 45
what the
on them.
hell? That is so... This looks so generic and so bare minimum.
That's exactly it.
It's like copy-paste. I mean, is this AI? Looks AI.
Of course it is.
It's copy-paste, but it's like nearly
like
the same pose over and over again.
The face on his head are the same face. This one of him in this fucking camo trucker's hat. See the same face. And fucking, what do you call it? Where is it? Go back. Come on. Don't be scared. You saw that face? Now take a look at the other faces here. There's literally right next under here, we've got like cowboy hat of Donald Trump with a superhero shit underneath. Exact same face. The exact same.
God.
People paid money for these.
What?
People paid money for these. They paid $100 for each.
Things are really just sounds more like money laundering to me. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, no.
That's what I also see. Any kind of digital currency like that with Bitcoin, Dogecoin, isn't it more like money laundering?
Unfortunately, yes. The crypto space has become a cesspool for money laundering and for shady characters and shady government people to to try and convert their money out some way in order to clean it, in order to wash it, for them to get away with doing crime and shit. And I'm just depressed at how easy it is for these poor fuckers to get through this shit.
Yeah, no, it looks hollow. It's bare, it's hollow. It's bare minimum. And for something that's expensive and people are paying out the wazoo for, it looks cheap.
Yeah, wasn't it that he was doing like some sort of freaking thing of like, oh, if you buy 10, you get to be put into a raffle for going to have dinner with him at Mar-a-Lago? Or something something like that. Like, I hope you'll pardon me. I don't pay attention to this bullcrap for a very clear and obvious reason. Crypto's been a fucking scam pretty much since its inception because it is unregulated. It is not being held to the same standards as like physical currencies, like dollars, euros, yen, fucking reals, pesos, every other currency in the world, the British pounds, sterling, whatever. Those get like regulated out the ass by their governments and by international consortiums that work together in terms of trying to figure out how to best operate in these international economic spaces and shit in order to make sure that everyone's being given a fair shake when it comes to how our currency works. Hang on a minute. My camera decided to freeze on me. 2 seconds. Let me do a thing and do a thing.
Do you remember that in some cases, I forget, I think there was like 2 coins that this happened to where they hyped it up. They got so many people to buy into it. Then immediately they crashed the market after they sold. Yeah. So that then everything that everyone else bought was worthless. But they made bank.
God dang it, you're right. And that was a
Yep.
bullshit about it.
I remember that because a lot of people ended up putting their life savings in there and they lost everything and had to go bankrupt.
That one farm. The crypto animal farm thingy.
Oh, you mean
I can't
CryptoZoo?
remember what it was
Oh
called.
yeah, no, yeah, CryptoZoo. That was
CryptoZoo.
that.
That's
I remember
Logan
what I was talking
Paul's
about.
shtick. That was Logan Paul's bullshit. And by the way, CoffeeZilla is a fucking hero. CoffeeZilla is the fucking man. He helped break that shit down in the best way possible. If you're not subscribed to CoffeeZilla on YouTube, I totally recommend that you do. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Ziana and Dragonfang. Please continue. Please
No,
do.
you didn't cut us off.
Okay, all right, I appreciate it. Thank you. Also, Kyle Canada is in the chat. Hey, up there, Kyle. Welcome to the Blackfiles. We appreciate you being here. And yes,
Hey,
slurs
Kyle
emoji.
Canada, thanks for following me on Blue Sky.
Slurs
By the way, the
emoji.
Ravens block is on Blue Sky.
Wait, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Kyle following us on Blue Sky over here, which is awesome. We're establishing the Ravens flock on Blue Sky, and also I'm seeing here. Fisetter was saying that the Hawk Tua girl, she had her crypto coin that it basically blopped. It flopped.
I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that it basically people got scammed out of millions of dollars out of that, which another thing that CoffeeZilla helped expose, which is fucking awesome. And yeah, rug pull, that's the name of the term when you have when you literally have the rug pulled out from under you. Hi there, Stan, trying to say Nazi ZXZZZZZ. Fuck you, Stan. I heard you, but you still ain't calling. I left my cell, my pager, and my home phone at the bottom. Fuck you, Stan. Yeah.
Folks, I want to remind you to please be respectful in the live chat.
Yeah, we do have moderation here, and I am not afraid to block assholes. Don't be an asshole with me over here, Stan. Bye, Stan. Go fuck yourself. Thank you, Jose, for the reminder on there. Let me see. By the way, I swear Hawk Tuah Girl was an Ebor on God. Yeah, I remember hearing about that, and how the fuck that's another sad thing. How the fuck some random ass 21-year-old girl out of college doing doing an interview where she gave a smutty remark on sex life, how she became a fucking millionaire and had her own podcast and got signed and people throwing money at her. How that fucking happens is beyond me when we're over here busting our dicks off in order to actually do proper work and actually try to contribute something to to our audience and to the world in general, other than simple ass meme. Shit, come on, man. It's depressing. But I digress. That's just me, angry man, screaming at cloud, whatever, if you want to fucking call it that. Like old man yells at cloud. By the way, yeah, here's...
That's an appropriate illustration there, considering that's how that's how most of us describe Donald Trump when he got his ass whooped by Kamala Harris in their debate.
No, seriously, and somehow it didn't matter because people weren't paying attention, and we still lost that election, and Donald Trump.
Yeah, but remember, all the groceries and everything are gonna be cheaper. Oh wait, what was that? He said once the prices go so high, it's hard to get them down. Well, I guess that's one promise broken.
Yeah. Trust me, that's going to be
broken, bitch.
That's a discussion for another time. But yeah, let's get back to the issue at hand with the fucking Bitcoin scam.
Okay, and to answer Sarai's question, Blue Sky is basically Twitter without the Nazis. So
with no actual, basically with no algorithm that makes you see sponsored or ads and everything, where whoever you follow, that's actually what you see. And also they have another feed that is, hey, you said you like this types of stuff. Well, these are the people also that like that stuff that maybe you want to follow, but you can switch between the two feeds and it's wonderful.
Now, obviously, and that's actually really handy for folks who are just not wanting to deal with the ridiculousness of how bad Twitter has gotten over here. And yeah, the clouds deserve it. Sometimes they do. if they're mean. Not all the clouds are mean, though. I'm thankful for that. So basically what we're trying to get to here is earlier this year, I believe it was either June or July, there was a large cryptocurrency conference in which Donald Trump had actually made a speech, had actually made a gigantic, had made a gigantic announcement over here. And I'm actually trying to pull up the information for that one. So when was the forum? Okay, hang on, because I had the fucking thing over here. Benzinga, what the fuck? No, there we go. Okay, so let me. So yeah, here's what. Here's the best way that I can explain this to folks over here. And yeah, I did double check this website here, and this is definitely much more on the point of what we're trying to get to. So. In this article, so this is the first article for tonight, which comes to us by UnchainedCrypto.com. Here's a headline for y'all, so we can all get into this over here. So, what would Trump announcing a U.S. Bitcoin strategic reserve mean? Speculation has been growing that the former president will announce plans to establish a Bitcoin strategic reserve during his speech on Saturday at the 2024 Bitcoin conference, which was, let me see, this is posted July 26th, so what Saturday would that have been? Give me a second. Blah, blah, blah. July, the following day, July 27th. Okay, and this comes to us by Jason Brett over here. So, all right, so Nashville, Tennessee. Former president and current GOP candidate Donald Trump is slated to speak at the 2024 Bitcoin conference on Saturday afternoon, and rumors are swirling about what crypto policies he might propose. What has been speculated about the most is whether he will announce that if elected, he planned to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve in the U.S. As of now, predictions market Polymarket has the odds of Trump making such an announcement by the end of July at 28%. But what does the idea mean? The U.S. does not currently have a strategic reserve, as the U.S. dollar is not backed by anything other than a liability on the Federal Reserve's balance sheet. The only strategic reserve the U.S. has is the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, the SPR, which contains the world's largest supply of emergency crude oil to protect against oil import tariffs. The 1944 Bretton Woods Agreement established the U.S. dollar as the world's dominant reserve currency, and also that the dollar would be converted to gold at a fixed exchange rate. However, in 1971, President Nixon terminated the convertibility of the U.S. dollar to gold. So yeah, that's another thing you can blame Republicans on. Thanks a lot, Nixon. He fucked something up before Ronald Reagan could, so go fucking figure.
Hey, I don't believe that shit. He said that he's not a crook.
You poor sweet child. You sweet, innocent little summer child, you. Folks, I think Jose needs a hug. He needs a hug, and he needs his nappy nap. Everybody send Jose a cup of juice or something in the chat, please. Send him a drink. He needs his nappy juice.
I am not a crook.
Oh my god, that was disgusting, Jose. Okay, so establishing Bitcoin as a strategic reserve could simply be a plan to hold a certain amount of Bitcoin to support U.S. foreign policy similarly to the SPR, or possibly to back the U.S. dollar with Bitcoin in order to stabilize the dollar's value. The U.S. already is the world's largest nation-state holder of Bitcoin with around 210,000 Bitcoins, primarily from the Department of Justice's seizures from illicit actors. So, in a Twitter post, not X, fuck you, last week by Dennis Porter, the CEO of Satoshi Action Fund, that according to Porter's sources, Trump was planning to announce a U.S. Bitcoin reserve at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville, spurred increasing speculation about Trump's plans. Another possibility suggested by Fox News is that pro-crypto Senator Cynthia Loomis, who's a Republican in Wyoming, no surprise there, who is speaking at a fireside chat at the conference on Friday afternoon and then giving a speech there on Saturday, will reveal that she is introducing a bill in the Senate to make Bitcoin a strategic reserve asset. This would be a legislative measure that would have to be approved by Congress and then the president, whereas if Trump became president, he would create a similar effect to a president announcing Bitcoin as strategic reserve through an executive order. Okay, so this was them speculating about it. Lo and behold, he fucking did it the day after. No surprises there. And, of course, with us seeing how cozy Donald Trump had become regarding cryptocurrency and regarding the crypto space in his campaign, why he fucking went ahead and jumped onto that train was for him to get easy money for his personal campaigning / his personal funds. Let's not fucking lie to ourselves. He was just pocketing all that money. Let's not lie to ourselves. Like, he's basically pocketing every single bit of that money and basically giving his followers less than nothing. I could literally right-click on every single one of those. Stupid photos of his on OpenSea and have the exact same thing. Congratulations. Also, let's see here. Ulysses Fartknocker in the chat. Hey up, Ulysses. Welcome to the Blackfiles. He says, Nixon is why our healthcare system is the way it is. Hope he's eternally rolling in his grave. I really hope he isn't even in a grave anymore. And if he's rolling, that he's, combine drilling himself lower and lower and lower and lower. And, Matthew Coburn was asking you, Jose, if you want a thing of string cheese with your juice box.
Ha! No, but I'll take some cookies.
Make sure they're lactose.
Sorry, we took the cookies.
Yeah, no, I think Matthew Coburn took the cookies. I'm sorry, Jose.
Oh, you're no friend. You're not my friend.
Yes, he is. He offered you string cheese. That's healthy for you. It's like cookies, but cheese.
I'll give it to Ziana Rose and Dragonfang.
I mean, they're good. Mm-hmm.
You're damn right they're good. Which is why it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm a good friend.
Wow. Judgmental much, Jose. Anyhow, Kyle is also saying, I never liked Twitter and X is worse, so I'll take any alternative made by a team that gives a fuck. Right, seriously. No kidding there. That was a good Nixon, Jose. And Feisetter, I think, said, I prefer Futurama's Nixon. You mean Robot Nixon with the giant robot body?
Oh, how awesome our timeline would be if that were the case.
Good point, yeah.
Awesome and scary.
Who?
No, I said awesome and scary.
Scary. Oh, okay, thank you. I heard you said something about someone named Gary. All right, now let me break this down for y'all. He went ahead and he did end up, Donald Trump did end up making that announcement. He did end up putting together that the idea for him to try to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And the idea that he has for it is that it would only be used to somehow pay down America's national debt, which isn't what any of this works on. Okay, let me explain this to you guys. According to what that Senator Cynthia Loomis said, she did propose the bill. And at the Bitcoin conference in July, all this went under the radar because we're all over the fucking place. And she basically said, what the U.S. should do is that we should buy 1 million Bitcoins over the course of 5 years. Now, if you remember, there's each Bitcoin is worth $100 million, right? Or rather, $100,000, right?
Correct.
Okay, so 100,000 times 1 million. That's what, $1 billion, yes?
No, hang on a minute. Let me do the math. 100,000 times a million?
Uh-huh.
Give me a second here. Fucking. It is 100 billion.
It was what?
100 billion
Dollars. Dun, dun, dun. Holy shit, Jose. Okay. My question is this. I may not be the biggest financier on planet Earth. I may not be the biggest financial brain on planet Earth. But why are we spending $100 billion on a speculative asset in order to try to use that specific asset to pay off our national debt when we can...
Yeah, why don't you just use it on the debt?
Yeah.
Why cut out the middleman?
Exactly. Why not just take that $100 billion and pay it directly to pay off the national debts?
Yeah, we're as a country, we're kind of broke.
No. That's not it, Jose. That's not even it. The idea is like, oh, it'll make it worth more because we're going to hold it for some X amount of time or whatever the fuck.
AKA, they're gonna try and pocket it and say, oh no, sorry.
Go.
No.
It's disgusting. And I'm not the... and we're clearly, like, there's... I want folks to understand where we're coming from on all this. I did homework on this shit, and I've got fucking articles from different fucking, like, financial sites on this, trying to say whether or not this would work and why it really will not work. And if anyone wants to check the homework on this shit, you are welcome to do so. If anyone who's watching this, who's much more intelligent, or at the very least, more learned of the crypto space in the finance market, if you can break down to me and or to our audience in the dumbest, simplest terms possible how this crypto reserve, this Bitcoin reserve, will somehow make the economy work better and help pay down our national debt, I will be happy to listen. I will be all ears, and I want proof. I want to see how it would work. Show me. I operate on one of the fundamental rules of journalism. Always be the state of Missouri, the show me state. You want me to believe you? Show me the proof and dumb it down for me and dumb it down for every regular ass American on here so that we know what the fuck you're talking about. Don't talk in circles around us. Don't try any mumbo jumbo bullshit because I smell that shit the same way a hound dog smells a fox that it's in the hunt for. All right? I know bullshit from a mile away. You don't bullshit a bullshitter. Show me the work, show me how it's going to work, and simplify this for our audience. I welcome it with open arms. Whoever can show me this shit, I'll happily listen, and I will take your explanation into consideration. But I'm gonna go with these fucking experts first. Alright? So motherfuck, here we go. For example, last week, I'm going to show y'all the link. You would have to get a fucking thingy for it, but I don't know. So cuck ourselves. Yeah, exactly, Ficesetter. Apparently, we're just screwing ourselves over with an extra step through this whole exchange rating from US dollar to crypto. Also, Ben Cruz is in the chat. Hey up, Ben Cruz. Welcome to the Blackfiles. We appreciate you being here tonight, Ben. I hope against hope you're not stuck in this mess like we are. So, okay. So my Google Chrome's trying to crash.
Oh, come on!
Yeah. Oh, what? What's the matter, Google? What's the matter? You don't like that I talk down on crypto? Come on, fucking load like you mean it, bitch. Fuck, making me look like a fucking actual psychopath. We've got actual crazy shit going on with, like, UFO shit, and I'm trying to point out an actual problem that will hurt our bottom dollar in the long run? So fucking get it how you live here, I guess. All right. So why isn't it loading? Come on. Movement's nice. God dang it. Okay, and I really am trying to get it to go because, yeah, see, like it scrolled over here halfway and it cut off the headline of the article, so I couldn't even show it here. It's from Fortune magazine. There we go. Thank you. Okay, from Fortune magazine's website, the Fortune crypto page they have. Former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers says Trump's idea to create a national Bitcoin reserve is crazy. This was written last week, December 9th, by Marco Quiroz Gutierrez. All right, so here we go, folks. President-elect Donald Trump's plan to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve has drawn criticism from former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers. Summers, who as Treasury Secretary in the Clinton administration oversaw the U.S. National Gold Reserve, said in an interview with Bloomberg TV that the idea of creating a national Bitcoin reserve akin to that of gold or oil is crazy and would serve no clear purpose. Quote, this idea that we should have some kind of national Bitcoin reserve is crazy, Summers said. While Summers said he understood the need to stockpile other resources like gold and oil, he portrayed Bitcoin as a sterile inventory and Trump's proposal for a strategic Bitcoin reserve as merely political. Quote, there's no reason to do that other than to pander to generous special interest campaign contributors, he added. At a Bitcoin conference in July, Trump promised to dismiss crypto skeptic Securities and Exchange Commission Chairman Gary Gensler. So yeah, the SEC, you know, these guys who are basically the cops of finance, these are the guys that showed us when the crypto exchange platform FTX folded and collapsed on itself. And you remember last year, Sam Bankman-Fried, SBF, the dude behind it, he was fucking manacled and sent to jail for trial with help from the SEC. Like in minutes with the FBI, right? You remember that from last year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This guy was in charge of it, and Donald Trump wants to dismiss him. Trump then proposed the idea of a national Bitcoin reserve, telling attendees to, quote, never sell your Bitcoin. Crypto-friendly Senator Cynthia Lummis, Republican of Wyoming, has introduced a bill to establish a Bitcoin reserve that, if passed, would see the government purchase 1 million of the digital tokens, or about 5% of the global supply, over 5 years. As of Monday, a reserve of 1 million Bitcoins would be valued at just under, as they said, $100 billion. All right. Proponents of creating a national Bitcoin reserve argue that doing so would help reduce the U.S. national debt without raising taxes and could strengthen the dollar by diversifying U.S. government holdings. Trump has said the U.S. should create a national reserve of the asset to counter geopolitical rivals. If we don't do it, China and others are going to do it, Trump said in the Bitcoin rally in July. Investor optimism about Trump's friendliness towards crypto, despite past criticism, helped push the price of Bitcoin above $100,000 last week. Super PACs tied to the crypto industry donated millions to Trump's presidential campaign and led the effort to elect pro-crypto lawmakers to help guide crypto policy in his administration. Trump said he will create a crypto advisory council, and execs from some of the country's biggest crypto companies are reportedly vying for a seat at the table. Last week, Trump tapped venture capitalist David Sachs as his White House AI and crypto czar, and tasked him with creating, quote, a legal framework for the crypto industry. Skeptics of the Bitcoin Reserve Plan say that using tax dollars to buy a volatile asset such as a Bitcoin, where is it? Where did it fucking go? Yeah, could put the U.S. government and U.S. citizens at risk. One critic, Peter Schiff, the CEO of chief global strategist for Euro-Pacific Precious Metals, who is known for predicting the 2008 financial crisis, has said the government involved in Bitcoin could lead to a chain reaction of buying that could ultimately crash the value of the dollar. All right, I'm going to get back to the rest of the article here in just a minute. Now, you see, I'm not just some Looney Tune, like, lefty, liberal, progressive, oh, he's just a Dem, fuck the Dems, they're all soy boys and soy jacks, like, no, I'm not even the only one fucking saying this shit. You have people who are experts in the financial industry who saw shit like our economic collapse that we had in 2008 that created that mini depression that President Obama had to drag us out from, and no one gives him enough credit for that. As limp as it was, we got out of that shit. And they fucking are even telling you, like, no, this is a fucking mistake. Let me ask you something. Since Bitcoin and cryptocurrency at this stage, since it is not regulated the same way money is, it's considered a speculative asset like stocks, like you would in the stock exchange. Am I making sense, right?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Okay, so what if we were to take $1 million, or in this case, let's scale it up so that we have the same amount of money that they're talking about in this strategic reserve. $100 billion directly from the U.S. government, and we put that directly into the stock market to buy shares of, let's say, fucking, okay, off the top of my head, off the top of y'all's head, because I'm gonna need some help. What company do you guys know of has both a really fanatical, like, enthusiastic base of customers, but has a really shady track record?
Oof. Okay. That one's going to require some thinking here. Give me a minute on this one.
Okay, repeat the question one more time.
Okay. Give me the name of a company that you can think of that has both a really fanatical base of investors and customers and also has a really shady history when it comes to its business.
Cybertrucks?
What's up?
Cybertrucks?
Okay, so the Tesla company.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, okay, we'll use that as our example. We're not saying this 100% because I don't know how well Tesla's stock may be doing, but let's say this happens. That way we can compare this apples to apples as best as possible. Now, how many safety recalls, how many customer complaints, how many horror stories of Tesla cars catching fire or shit happening with the Cybertrucks not functioning and people
Or like they turn on the defroster and it completely bricks the entire car?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly like that. Or something happens with their AI-assisted autopilot thing, and you end up crashing into a pole or whatever. How many stories of those have we heard?
A lot of them.
A lot.
Too many. And yet some fucking how, because we have a fucking PR campaign from Elon Musk and his fans and his Cybertruck bros all buying into that shit. Fucking Halliburton. Yeah, that was another one, Ficetter. Fucking Burton. And I forgot to actually put the link on this over here. Also, Tam's in the chat. Shamanistic Unicorn Tam, how you doing? I appreciate you. Welcome to the Blackfiles. Thank you very much for being here tonight. Got a BS in BS. Yes, I do. I got a bachelor's in science of the batch of bullshit. Yes. Yeah, so, like, how stable would the US dollar be if we were tied to the progression of a company like Tesla, where you have people like selling their stock like crazy or buying it and selling it and just like trading it left and right? The value of the US dollar would become linked to it umbilically. The value of the US dollar would be unstable to the point where it would almost become unusable. Soraya's actually asking, didn't Bitcoin start as free to reward gamers? Good question. Let me double check on that because because now that's actually a really good question over here. Oh shit. Okay, let me see here. I'm actually double checking in the history of it. Where did it come from? Okay, Satoshi, what's his face? Okay, yeah, Satoshi Nakamoto was the original author of Bitcoin. Let me see. Yeah, it's a floating exchange. That means it's not that it's not built on anything. And yeah, no, it was. Let me see. 1988 background. 2008 creation. White paper. Bitcoin peer-to-peer electronically cashless system. Let me see here. I hope you'll pardon me because I am literally trying to like find that last bit. No, I don't see anything in here involving involving gaming in regards to it at all. No, it wasn't used for anything involving gaming. As far as I can see here in its history is concerned. So yeah, no, and it doesn't look like that was ever involved in there. Fiserv was also saying Halliburton over here, and I saw. Let me see here, and Coburn is also saying in the chat. I saw a thing that said 40 out of 45 crashes were Teslas. So yeah, imagine that. Where with people being with how speculative and how finicky people who are invested in the stock market can get when there's any sort of news story or news article or statement or anything put out by these companies about the progress of their product, or oh hey, this product has to be recalled for XYZ ABC reasons. That would end up fucking taking the actual stability of the US dollar, which by the way, even though it's not like, even though the US dollar is itself isn't fixed on anything anymore, again, thanks Nixon, idiot, fucking, it's at least can be stabilized and can be leveraged against something that's real, like our oil reserve, like gold reserve, like actual investment in buying debt from other countries, and buying assets from other countries in that regard. So like, but tying the US dollar directly to a speculative asset like Bitcoin would make it way too unstable to use, to the point where it would be almost worthless. Like Fiserv mentioned Halliburton, and I just remembered a different one. You guys remember Enron?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, how about Zayana Dragonfang? Do you
No.
No? Okay. Let me put it to you simply. Enron was an energy company that ended up scamming a shitload of folks out of their money with in terms of like false investments and crazy shit that was happening in there in terms of accounting, and they ended up getting bankrupted and were closed down due to fraud, which caused the stock in Enron to collapse and get to fucking sink in here, and that's what caused Enron to fucking get go under. This happened in 2001, October of 2001. So yeah, we were all still a little bit younger back then, so we weren't paying a lot of attention. But putting it simply, imagine if we were tying our economy to Enron itself, to this specific company, to the actual stock and value of Enron itself. Imagine what we would have done back then, and imagine how crazy our economy would have gotten even worse if we'd found out that it was scamming people and it was defrauding its investors and its employees and everything, which shat the entirety of its of its value here. For example, from this little article from December 3rd, so 2 weeks ago, here, with this article, Enron scandal and account fraud, what happened, on Investopedia. Let me just show you exactly. Before its demise, Enron was a large energy commodities and service company based in Houston, Texas. Its collapse affected over 20,000 employees and shook Wall Street. At its peak, Enron's shares were worth $90.75, and when it declared bankruptcy on December 2nd, 2001, shares traded at 26 cents.
Wow.
Now imagine that each one of those shares, imagine if we had bought $100 billion of those shares. Now, Jose, can you do some math here for me?
All right. What's the math?
Okay. 100 billion, and put that to times 0.26. No, wait, no, just 0.26. My bad.
All right. You are looking at $26 billion.
Okay. So 100 billion becomes 26 billion worth.
That is correct.
I don't know about you, but I do not want anything like that happening. So basically every dollar would be worth a quarter. Now, if anyone who knows basic economics, or even basic thugonomics, right, word life John Cena, any of them could tell you, if your money is worth less over time, it spends way harder. You would have to have more of it in order to buy the same amount of something. And since we're all so fucking hopped up on the price of eggs, because like that was one of the big arguments that folks were giving in terms of why they voted for Donald Trump, because he's going to fix the economy and things are going to be cheaper now and we're going to be able to afford our groceries and our eggs again. This is the stupid idea that he's got in mind. Just take stock market, switch it with cryptocurrency, and this is the exact same fucking thing that can happen with it. So if you think that spending, let's say, okay, how much is a dozen eggs at Walmart now? Fuck. God almighty.
Well, last time we went over there was like what, $17?
No, that was for a case of 60 eggs, I'm talking about just like a standard dozen.
I believe it's around almost $6 now for a dozen eggs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
now,
correct. Go on.
With this kind of volatility and with this kind of collapse on it, you're basically looking at those eggs being priced at $24 for a dozen instead. Each egg would be worth $2.
Who has that kind of money sitting around?
Not me. Now, I'm giving you all this example, and that would be less than other currency. That's true, Sarai, but at the same time, it's also I remember always seeing shows or movies where gamers would pay each other in Bitcoin. That's why I asked. Okay, yeah, that was back during the early days of Bitcoin, where folks weren't trading it, and it was actually still equal to being worth closer to $1 than $100,000 now. Now, folks are trying to say like, oh, well, this is going up to the moon and shit. Well, I don't think so. Let me get y'all back to the Fortune article over here, because I really don't. Yeah, this is, yeah, I don't have a penny. I ain't got a penny to make a pound over here. And what this exact same Peter Schiff had said in this article at the end here. Of course, a reserve of something you can never sell and must continuously buy is worthless as a reserve. To maintain the pretense that its Bitcoin reserve has actual value, the US government would be forced to keep buying, destroying the value of the dollar in the process, that he wrote in a tweet on Twitter. Not a post on X, tweet on Twitter, motherfuckers. Okay, so like, these guys are actual fucking... Yeah, these guys are actual fucking experts. These are the fucking people who know how money exchanging works in this convoluted ass exchange and stuff. And I've got enough economics fucking knowledge to be able to translate half of the shit that they talk about when they get into like, oh, speculative exchange, and exchange rate of value, and how it's pricing against a value of other assets such as debt from other countries, and why we're buying other countries' debts in order to value that off and trade it off and value it against the petrodollar and OPEC and all these other things, and things happening with the Federal Reserve and the national interest exchange rate and all that shit. Like, I can do the legwork to be able to translate that shit enough for regular Joe Schmoes to be able to understand. If you don't believe me, you can ask Andy Signor, the Lord and Ruler of the Popcorn Planet. Back when the GameStop meme stock shit was going on, which was, by the way, the most hilarious fucking thing on planet Earth, because it fucked over hedge fund bitches and priced them out in order to keep them from being able to deliberately destroy a company just to make a quick dollar. So fuck them for that. Like, I was doing my best to give Andy that the information on that stuff back in the day, but I digress. And if we want to say, oh, well, Juan, Fortune, that's not a reliable source enough. That's not reliable enough for me. That's not the big idea that the Republican Party told me about, or that's not what I've been told about with my friends on Twitter, or on the news channels that I go on to, like Fox Business or One America News or whatever. Like, okay, cool. I've got one for you here. Reason.com, Reason Magazine, which, if you don't know, was founded in it was actually founded back in the 80s. Actually, no, better. It was the Reason Magazine was founded by the Reason Foundation in 1968, and their magazine was founded in 1978. Those guys are libertarian. Those guys are much more right-wing. Those guys are much more, oh, I'm all for small business and let's drill, baby, drill, and all that other good shit that that reasonable fuckers in the right wing would be down with. All right, I've got one for you, and this is coming in from last month's issue of their magazine. My page for the YouTube stream crashed, so I couldn't see the chat, but we're still live. Don't worry, guys. Hang on, because I'm over here pontificating and shit. So let me read to y'all. Also, let me see. Oh shit, Fisetter, thank you. Another super chat from Fisetter. He dropped in a $10 super chat.
Yay!
Thank you for that, Fisetter. Holy
That's
shit.
so cool.
And Fisetter is really up on this stuff. I'm down with this, and I appreciate it. Let's see. The government, its official currency, and by extension, also its authority, should not be vulnerable to, nor have its stability dependent on, a commercial market, a conflict of interest, and reckless. Hell yeah! Oh God, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank the fuck out of you, Fisetter. Fisetter Macrocephalus, the sperm whale, has read the assignment. All right. They understood the assignment. Thank you. And Lisa Boo was over here saying, if you owed a pound of flesh, I just listened and it reminded me of Merchant of Venice by Shakespeare. Yeah, exactly. See what I mean? Shit. All right, so check this. From the November 2024 issue of Reason Magazine, written by Brian Doherty, one of their columnists, The Perils of Trump's Proposed Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. And I'm going ahead and I'm zooming in on this so that folks can read it along with me here. 14 years ago, Bitcoin was an experimental obscurity mainly popular amongst cypherpunks and libertarians, trading for less than $1. Since then, it has proven its success as a mostly swift and affordable way to move globally, while experiencing unprecedented leaps in exchange value for dollars, as well as massive volatility. Bitcoin first broke $100 in April 2013, and as of this writing, is above $54,000. See, just a month ago from their writing and the publishing of this, it was only worth $54,000. So they're thinking, oh, it's just going to keep going straight up. Former President Donald Trump recently suggested that it's time for the U.S. to form a Bitcoin strategic reserve. The government has violated the cardinal rule that every Bitcoiner knows by heart: never sell your Bitcoin, said Trump, speaking to the Bitcoin conference in Nashville in July. He vowed that if he's president again, that the U.S. will, quote, keep 100% of the Bitcoin it currently holds or acquires into the future, instead of, as of it now does, occasionally auctioning it off through the U.S. Marshal Service that confiscated much of it from accused criminals who, in some cases, stole the Bitcoin. The government already possesses around 200,000 Bitcoins. So yeah, this boosterism was a change of heart. In 2021, Trump called Bitcoin a scam and a danger to the dollar's international dominance, but he seems to have realized his political coalition includes cryptocurrency enthusiasts. We already know this part about Cynthia Loomis. What the fuck? Make a bill, strategic reserve, real, working towards government ownership and stewardship of 1 million Bitcoin, nearly 5% of the total amount that will ever exist, via purchases of 200,000 Bitcoins a year for 5 years. The cost that will that a yearly purchase at this time being written would be $11 billion. That shit doubled, buddy. To finance these purchases, Loomis suggests revaluing Federal Reserve gold certificates to current market value rather than the $42 an ounce established decades ago, and requiring the Fed to kick back to the Treasury in newly created cash money the amount of the increase in value of the certificates. A previous huge amount and important U.S. Strategic Reserve was for petroleum, founded in 1975 as a response to the price and supply disruptions after the 1973 Arab oil embargo. The federal government also stockpiles medical supplies, foreign currencies, material for military manufacturing importance, grains, and gold. The way the U.S. has handled the petroleum reserve doesn't indicate it to be a smart steward of any future Bitcoin one. As economist Alan Reynolds explained on the Cato Institute's blog in 2022, the government has mostly continued to buy more petroleum even at higher prices, which made the reserve, Reynolds concludes, quote, in the early 1980s, in effect, a price support program for OPEC oil, and to sell, when it does, at lower prices than the petroleum was bought for. Bitcoin devotees have a strong incentive to go gaga over this idea, and many have. It would directly push prices upward, increasing demand, put billions of government dollars, taxpayer dollars, a year into the hands of private sellers, and signal to the world's big money powers, sovereign and private, that Bitcoin is officially ratified by the world's richest and most powerful government. Some concerns in the Bitcoin community over the idea are about vibes. Wasn't this Bitcoin experiment supposed to be about a financial system outside of government control, not something for the state to co-opt for its own economic goals? Loomis sells the idea as a way to reduce future debt, which depends on Bitcoin continuing to rise in value, something that is not guaranteed. Her bill would require the government to hold the Bitcoin it buys for 20 years, except for sales to reduce national debt. Okay, so that's how they plan on doing it, just holding it for 20 years, and assuming that line goes up. Joseph, my brother.
Yeah.
The line.
Oh, God.
The line is back, Jose.
No, it's not.
The line is back, Jose.
No, it's
the
not.
The line is back, Jose. Oh, now the line. Line goes up. Oh, it's no fun now, Angel. Fucking Angel.
God damn it.
No, like,
how dare you bring that back?
I'm not the one bringing it back. These guys are trying to bring it back. They're assuming that this fucking butt coin is just going to keep going up forever. They're just assuming that.
It's capitalism. Yep.
Let me just finish this article because there's only a couple left. But the government being a buyer and holder of the coin doesn't inherently give it any more control over your use of the coin than it already has. The Fed have proven in criminal investigations that Bitcoin pseudonymity can be highly porous. That means that it's easy to steal and to use for criminal activity and shit. A more concrete worry is the government making market-disrupting moves at any time. The scheme could also turn Bitcoin holders and miners into one more politically powerful, rent-seeking force pushing the government to pursue policies to benefit them. Okay, so this is the motherfuckers on the right saying this shit is a bad idea. Because as was pointed out by a Feisetter over here earlier, was saying on there that, wait a minute. Yeah, oh fuck, you're right, yeah. I just realized what they're doing. Oh god. Feisetter's over here continuing. Oh fuck, I just realized what they're doing. That makes the private Bitcoin holders the new Federal Reserve, i.e. the people in charge of regulating the currency. Yeah! That's exactly it, buddy! Thank you. Another 5 stars. Fucking another A+ from Feisetter. Sperm Well ain't lying. You hit the
Damn, dude, you're on a roll tonight.
Okay. Now, as far as our collective national faith has been in our governments, we can all pretty much unanimously say our government sucks ass.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right? That's pretty much the one thing everyone agrees on in this country, is that our government sucks ass. It's ineffectual. It's not working the way that we regular Joe Schmoes from Main Street down the fucking block or fulano en la esquina por la bodega or wherever the fuck you're at. It ain't working for us. The Federal Reserve System, as much as I personally am not the biggest fan of, which is basically writing up fuck off money out of nothing, out of thin air. You can't open up a checking account at a Federal Reserve Bank. That's not how it works. There's no Federal Reserve notes of actual value except in the US dollars, which, by the way, remember, folks, these green things that physically exist are not actually, in actual fact, dollars. Remember this. Remember this, guys. And I'm not even trying to be all Illuminati shit. What does it say? The very first thing up top of the US dollar here. Federal Reserve Note. The value of the note is that it's exchangeable in the amount of $1 US. Yes?
Correct.
That means that the Federal Reserve System, which we hold by the balls through Congress, they're not allowed to do shit without congressional oversight. As much as fucking Congress fucks up, we still hold the Fed by the nuts. Because the Fed is answerable to us, even though it is semi-private, and even though there's fucking heads and chairmen of the Fed who are out of the banking business and all that stupid fucking bullshit. At the end of the day, they're not allowed to do fucking anything in terms of adjusting interest rates for lending, for loans, or setting up printing and circulation for additional dollars into the economy through different orders and shit. They are not allowed to do fucking anything without congressional say-so. So, our Congress, House of Representatives and U.S. Senate, those chuckle fucks over there, who are majority chuckle fucks, as much as we may not like them, they still hold the Fed by the nuts. They hold and they squeeze and they basically say, you're not allowed to do this without us saying okay. You say that we've got a problem, tell it to us in a congressional hearing. We'll set it up. We're going to grill you. We're going to have our stupid self-interest. But at the end of the day, if we see that there is enough interest for this or for your idea to work, it'll fucking work and we'll pass it through and we'll let you go on with it. If not, we'll stall you, we'll roadblock you, and we'll fucking exacerbate the issue. Either way, you are answerable to us because we're answerable to the fucking people. At least that's how it's supposed to work. In fact, a lot of the fucking folks in Congress are answerable to their donors, which is horseshit. But imagine that, and take away the oversight. Take away the actual congressional levers and nut vice, the testicular vicitude, and just take that away. And worse, actually encourage them to swing their tiny Bitcoin nuts out in public for all of us to see. Out with all of us to smell their fucking funk. Because these idiots don't fucking shower. Because these fucking Bitcoin fucks don't actually use it for anything other than exchanging it in shady shit and being able to use and fudge their fucking numbers more easily because the blockchain, bruh. Bruh, it's the future, bruh. Why aren't you on the blockchain? You're just not with it, bruh. Bruh. Why are you laughing, bruh? You're not on the blockchain, bruh.
I'm laughing because this is the only way to react to this.
Oh my god. Yeah. I wish I was making this horse shit up. I wish I was stupid enough to not understand this stuff. And yeah, and one more time, folks. Yeah, we do have what do you call it? We are three super chats away from hitting our goal for tonight. We appreciate Ficesetter for helping set a good example. And you guys don't have to throw a whole bunch. Any amount counts. And we appreciate every single one of y'all here. Fucking, let me just show y'all this crazy shit here. As just with all this madness happening as of late, every single major U.S. market is, which is closed for the day. Stop it. Where is it? Where'd it go? Fuck. God dang it. Did I just close it? Hang on. Okay, because I had another article from Yahoo Finance. I'll share it with you guys so that you can read as well. Where he's actually over here trying to say, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, says, we're not allowed to own Bitcoin amid Donald Trump's push for the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. But I was over here looking to show you guys, right on this handy-dandy little index here, on this handy-dandy Yahoo page, it even shows you the major markets, the S&P futures, Dow futures, NASDAQ, the Russell 200. These are different futures exchanges. And they're all showing how they're, exchanging over here. The value of gold closed out at a lower rate than it started at the day. Same with crude oil. And folks are hoping that that's good news. It can be if we're looking to buy up crude oil and stockpile it and get its value up, but I doubt that that's how the Bitcoin reserve is going to work. And see, even here we've got this fucking craziness going on. But I'm gonna get into this article from which is published by The Street for this Yahoo Finance here. So yeah, and this was written today by Mihab Qureshi. All right, and I know this is so weird, and why the fuck are you guys talking about money and finance? This is all boring shit that you read about on that you hear your uncle talk about on Sunday news and whatever. All right, but this shit has lasting implications. How we were talking earlier tonight of how the fucking price of eggs would shoot up if the value of the dollar was tied directly to the value of Bitcoins here. Bitcoin, whatever. I'm calling it Bitcoin because I got no respect for it.
Bitcoin.
$6 for a dozen right now. That shit'll shoot up to roughly $24 for a dozen. And no one's going to be able to afford that. It'll price people out on eggs. We're going to have to figure out a way to freeze and stockpile eggs. And we'd be exchanging eggs directly over selling them for $1.
It's called owning chickens.
Right? People owning chickens would become gods. over here. Do you have any idea how crazy the market for owning live chickens would get? Everyone will become a chicken farmer. And people will have to take care of chickens, and then the price of chicken feed would go up, and the pricing for maintenance and for vet bills if your egg laying chickens get sick or something, that shit will go up, and you're gonna have to pay an egg, and
then people stealing chickens. Yep. Lock your chickens.
Fuck. Like,
Get
imagine this
chicken.
horse shit. We're bringing this shit down to earth because this all sounds very highfalutin. Oh, yes, well, you're talking with this gentleman. Because I'm trying to translate this down to us fuckers. Us. You, me, everyone who watches the Ravens flock, or at the very least understands what the fuck I'm babbling about, will see this is a fucking problem. It's enough of a problem that we've got our fucking money tied to oil. It's a fucking bullshit racket, especially with how shit's been going on with OPEC and how shit's been going on with the removal of the gold standard. But that's a discussion for another fucking time that I'm not quite, frankly, I don't know how much glitch energy I should be allowed to drink in one day to get through, but I digress here. Fuck. Okay.
Take it easy, my friend.
You take it easy. All right. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell has ruled out the possibility of the central bank adding Bitcoin to its balance sheet, citing legal restrictions under the Federal Reserve Act. Powell addressed the issue during a December 19th press conference. December 19th? What the fuck? That's tomorrow. That must
What?
Oh no! Look in the article over here. This was published today. Today's December 18th. It says right over here, December 19th press conference. I'm like, the fuck? That's tomorrow. Are we in the future?
Time travel?
Time travel.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker.
Always.
Or maybe they meant
gotta
to
be-
do 18.
Yeah, they must have meant 18. That's got to be it. Let's see. Emphasizing that the Fed is not pursuing any legislative changes to alter this position. We're not allowed to own Bitcoin. The Federal Reserve Act says that what we can own, and we're not looking for a law change, Powell said. That's the kind of thing for Congress to consider, but we are not looking for a law change at the Fed. Bitcoin faced its first drop in 4 days following Powell's comments and a more cautious tone from the Federal Reserve. Bitcoin fell 5.9% to $100,605, retreating from its record-breaking $108,000 achieved on December 18th. The global cryptocurrency market has also dropped, with its market capitalization falling to $3.67 trillion, a 7.6% drop in the last 24 hours. Other major cryptocurrencies were also hit hard. Ethereum, XRP, and Solana recorded losses ranging from 4% to 11%, reflecting a broader market correction. On Wednesday, today, the Federal Reserve cut interest rates by a quarter point, bringing the target range to 4.25% and 5%, 4.5%. Stocks reacted negatively too, with the S&P 500 and Nasdaq Composite each falling 0.4% and the Dow Jones Industrial Average losing roughly 100 points, marking its 10th consecutive losing day. Powell noted that the central bank's rate policy is now, quote, significantly less restrictive after a full percentage point reduced since its peak. He said future cuts in 2025 would depend on incoming economic data with a focus on inflation progress and a labor market strength. Despite the pullback, analysts at Sentiment observed a potential silver lining. Considering Bitcoin has stayed above $100,000 for the time being and not dipped as aggressively as its normal fluctuations compared to the S&P 500, this can actually be interpreted as a sign of strength once the dust settles over the next 24 to 48 hours, wrote analysts at Sentiment, a blockchain analytics platform. They're basically saying, dude, just because it dropped almost $8,000 doesn't mean it's bad, bruh. It's still the future, bruh. We just gotta wait it out, bruh. Just hodl, bruh. Hodl to the moon, bruh. It's the blockchain, bruh. 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 Bruh!
Oh my god.
Bark, bark.
Bruh. What the hell?
It's more like it. Hang on, I knocked the little webcam off. kilter over here. I had it pointing up the ceiling. Okay. All right. I know I've been leaning a lot on this, but it sounds foul. Womp womp. You're damn right. And the means of production. You're damn right, Vicetter. Lisa, I hate my job. I just wish my thing was playing guitar or drawing or something. What are you saying? To Lisa Boy, I think. Let's see here. And Vicetter also saying being right all the time in this crazy world is too exhausting. Well, the fog is rolling in on the coast. Oh yeah, no, where it's getting foggy out here. Oh gee, remember all the people getting chicken setups? Yeah, you remember that during the beginning of the pandemic? Tam Tam? Yeah, you guys remember
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was.
And then everyone making bread.
Yep.
Collectively, everyone decided to make bread, and then there was no more yeast in the stores.
Because we ran out of fucking yeast because everyone was making bread. So we had a yeast shortage. And then we had a flour shortage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, the toilet paper for stupid reasons.
Don't remind me. Oh my god. Like, okay. You guys, like, did you see how that article actually broke something else important down? Just how quickly, just how easily the value of Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency or any of these speculative assets can yo-yo up and down from the whim of something as simple as an official from a government office putting out a statement. And every one of these fucking things in this, like the stock market, S&P and NASDAQ and the crypto exchanges, they all went yo-yo on themselves. They tripped on themselves. Which is batshit insane. It's batshit insane, and I cannot, for the life of me, understand how folks can't see how that's a problem. Or are we all just distracted from the shiny? Are we all just distracted from the shiny thing in front of us? What's happening?
No, we're not distracted. Five-setter Macrosocalypse is definitely not distracted tonight.
Yeah, no,
like,
damn right. Vice-setter's on the ball. Hot damn. And like Jose, you understand, like, I know you're not the biggest when it comes to all this political shit or economic shit, but have I explained this enough for you in a way to understand the gravity of the problem?
I believe you have. And honestly, like, yeah, no, it is a problem. And call me being optimistic, or call me being like Angel Bendis' level of optimistic, but I don't know. Like, something, I got this thing in my head, like telling me that, like, yeah, it can happen, but at the same time, like, it's not gonna, I want it to not happen. I want it to not come to reality.
But you're not certain of that either way, are you?
Exactly.
That's what the stock market and crypto exchanges are based on. Uncertainty. People being skittish. People either trying to predict if the value of their stock or their crypto is going to go up or it's going to go down. Or if it's worth the amount of money that they bought it for. I remember when we were trying to get into buying crypto on our own, how much of a pain in the ass that was. And after a short while, when we saw how, no, it's not going to go anywhere for us because it's too volatile, we're losing money more than we're gaining in the long run. And I remember K-Storm and I were like, no, fuck this. We're just going to stick to, if we're going to have anything like that, we'll stick to just like holding partial stocks. And like with like Stash.com or something like that, where you could buy a percentage of a stock in a company, and you can buy more of it over time if you want, and you're not obligated to any of the rest of that, and that helps you diversify your actual holdings from there. But we don't tie our fucking budget of this channel or of our home or of anything else on it based on whether or not if we have enough stock. Right? Do we? No. No, because that's foolish. It's crazy. We let it sit. We let it go. If we see that it's getting to a point that we're comfortable with pulling it out, with selling it, then we'll go ahead and we'll sell it. We'll take the money out of it. We'll put it in our bank accounts, and that's, hey, yay, we played well in capitalism. Good job. Go for us. Here's some money. If not, then it's a fucking loss, and fucking deal with it from there, right? But we don't say like, oh, hey, I'm out of money over here. Will you take my stock in Apple, or will you take my stock in Nvidia over here so I can buy fucking milk, so I can buy fucking so I can buy fucking cough medicine or something. And like, oh, I'm sorry, but that's not enough stock in Nvidia to make it worth our while. You're gonna have to have like 18 stocks of it at the current value in order for it to work. Now imagine that kind of nuisance, but add the extra steps of trying to exchange out the Bitcoin out in the middle of the transaction. It's not going to work out. People in Argentina are already dealing with that shit because the Argentinian government had actually started trying to convert almost fully into a cryptocurrency-based economy, and they're waiting forever at the lines just to buy their groceries. There are people with piles of cash that they're not allowed to spend anymore, that they have to set it up for their purchase in Bitcoin. And I wish to God that I was making that shit up, but that's something that folks can look up. And yeah, no, Tam, you're right. It is crazy over here. And yeah, Mr. Quake, welcome to the Theblackfiles. It is interesting. And yeah, we're trying to, like, one of the things we believe in here at the Ravens Flock is helping bring light to these issues in our community. Not just geek issues, not just issues with like, oh, hey, this con owner is a sex pest, or this voice actor is trying to molestate women or underage girls or whatever the fuck. Like, we started with shit like that. But, you know, that's like, this is something that's also going to affect us in the long run. This is why I'm bringing this shit up tonight, because if this shit comes to pass, there goes the fucking dollar. There goes a fucking like, as fucked as it is, U.S. hegemony in the world economy and shit, or at the very least having any sort of foothold in our normal day-to-day way of life, just to fucking keep the lights on, or just to fucking buy our food to not starve. You know, like, if shit isn't bad enough, if we're worried about the price of something, if we're worried about, like, oh, in the future, like, oh, I can't afford to have actual food, but, like, grandma, she's gonna have to eat cat food when she's retired or whatever the fuck. Now, imagine that, but imagine, oh, and by the way, I can't use the worthless-ass dollars I have anymore. I have to use butt coins to try to buy it, and if I don't have enough, there goes a speaker. If I don't have enough butt coins, there with the camera. Let me fix the camera.
To quote Spock from Star Trek 1, you really must learn to govern your passions, or it will be your undoing.
Undoing my dick.
No!
Give me a second over here. Let me fix this. Come on. There you go. There we go. See?
But yes, you do present. But you do make a good point. If it does come to fruition, it'll be a huge problem for all of us in this country, because, like, it's already, yeah, no, purchasing items like digitally, like through like digital transactions, it's already commonplace at this point. It's 2024. It's already commonplace, and there are some of us who are even like a little skittish about doing digital transactions because it requires you to submit your own personal information.
Right.
But this is just good. This, like you said, it's just going to eliminate the original, like, American currency, the currency that's been with us for how long now? For a long time. Forever.
Like, the United States has had different, hang on. Oh, I forgot to fix it over here. Hang on. There we go. Yeah, the United States has had different economic shit over the last 250 years, this isn't the first time that we've tried to work out of a central bank system, which is why I'm not the biggest fan of the Federal Reserve, but at the same time, I understand the necessary evils of it. But this is saying, like, okay, not even this shit is worthwhile. Let's just go ahead and throw it at the whims of private investors and leave it in the whims of whichever crazy assholes have the rest of the hold of the value of Bitcoin into the future. Like us holding it for 20 years and leaving it at the mercy of whatever other like shady actors, fucking asymmetrical non-governmental agencies that work to fucking subvert their political enemies and shit. Fucking Russia's already on top of that shit like nobody's business. Organized crime loves fucking cryptocurrencies. Fucking people on the dark web they don't exchange like illicit services in exchange for hard cashy money. They exchange it for Bitcoin because it's outside of government purview and it's outside of government control. Because of how blockchain technology works, it's not something that can be overseen or something that can be policed by the government. It's set up on this hooty-wooty bullshit that not only is it overcomplicated as fuck, but if anyone else remembers when we were talking about how NFTs are harmful for the environment because of how much energy data mining, crypto mining fucking takes. You guys remember talking about that?
Yeah, no, I remember we talked about this.
Mhm.
Yeah, like
This
basically.
was back in 2023.
Was it 2023 or 2022?
One of those 2 years, but I remember we did talk about this.
Like, the problem is that, like, okay, so we're gonna end up fucking up our environment and our ecosystem even worse with severe energy drains on gigantic crypto mining rigs. Like, people, if anyone remembers, if you're a geek, if you're a techie, or if you casually have a relative or a family member who's into building their own PCs or whatever, how much of a pain in the ass it was for them to try to get a hold of a gaming processor, of just a gaming card. That's because these gaming processing cards have all the processing speed that if you hook them up in parallel and set them up as part of like a rig, if you have like a couple dozen of them, you can use them for high-speed data mining and high-speed crypto mining in order to decode and solve the complex equations that govern these cryptocurrencies in order to actually translate a transaction outward. Like, that's the shit how that fucking thing works, and it already is an extreme drain on our energy supplies. It is already a fucking nightmare in terms of like fucking cooling costs for those kind of rigs, because they basically have them in refrigerated computer offices, and like, how much does fucking refrigeration cost? Forever and a day. And how much fucking energy and fucking waste does that expound? And you're not gonna have enough fucking money to be able to exchange all that in order to pay the cooling bills and the cooling costs for all that shit. Oh well, I hope they fucking take your crypto. Oh, I'm sorry. Does your fucking Con Edison or fucking Liberty National, whatever the fuck energy company, they don't take Bitcoin? I guess you're going into debt. I guess your Bitcoin mining rig is gonna have to come down. You're gonna have to sell that shit, and nobody's gonna want to buy it for Bitcoin.
So you know what I want to compare that to? The fact that, it takes so much computer power and all that stuff in order to, mine the Bitcoins and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to compare it to how scientists actually, I believe this is what it was, they actually were able to turn another metal into gold, but the amount of time, energy, and money that it takes to do that was not worth it. So they stopped.
You see what I mean? Like, we went, like, then, like,
Too much effort, not enough reward.
Exactly. it costs more than it was worth. And like fucking that's the same reason why we don't have fusion energy yet, even though like scientists and researchers have been going into like crazy for years to try to help not just the American economy but the world economy in terms of our energy scarcity, and fucking getting that onto fusion energy technology, like nuclear fusion, which would be the fucking future, which would be the best end all be all. The reason why we don't have that is exactly like you ladies said, Zayana and Dragonfang, because unfortunately the cost of creating any kind of sizable fusion reaction is more than what it's worth. And it's fucking insane. I was even telling our kid, K-Storm and I's our kid just last night, since they're going to be going into doing chemistry classes next year in their schooling, that like I was even telling them, do you have any idea how insanely easy it is to build a very crude nuclear reactor at home if you have the right materials? The key is regulating the materials, regulating the temperature, and regulating the reactions, which is something that it takes an obscene amount of time to do, and an obscene amount of resources to do. But at the end of the day, nuclear power, as fucked as that even still is a better alternative to this shit. Feisetter is saying, and Tam Tam saying, oh yeah, that's another thing they take massive facilities and resources to keep cool. You're right. And Feisetter, those facilities which produce processors as well as the hard drives storing them can also be destroyed, leaving the whole system vulnerable to malicious interference. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
What if we get some psycho-anarchist group saying, hey man, we need to return back to nature, man. We're gonna destroy that system, man. Okay, how are you supposed to do that? Clink! Fucking going to, going fucking Fight Club, Project Mayhem bullshit style, and trying to psycho bomb, people's crypto mining rigs, or smashing them, or destroying them, and doing that all in unison. There goes the fucking crypto economy. There goes our federal buttcoin reserve. And you have Donald Trump to thank for that, because he took buttcoin money. And like I said, even if you don't agree with us in terms of liking or not liking Donald Trump, you could, we've made our feelings clear on that fucking orange idiot. The fact of the matter remains, whether you're left, right, center, blue, red, purple, Democratic, Republican, independent, fucking progressive, fucking conservative, fucking neutral, whatever the fuck, crypto just ain't worth it. It is not worth it. The only way for it to be worthwhile would be if we somehow magically fucking came up with a brand new processing system for our computers that would cost less and process better and faster than what we're using now. What that means is we would need to work on fucking quantum programming technology or three-dimensional data, fucking holographic data storage technology. And that shit ain't developed yet. Not in any commercial way, at least. And we're not at that point. And I'm probably talking crazy, techno babble to you guys. But just understand this. The reason why cryptocurrency is not really worthwhile yet is because there is no way for it to be processed in the mining process without it being severely labor and cost intensive. That is the backbone of how these cryptocurrencies work in terms of their function and in terms of their existence. Whether or not you trade on them, or whether or not you use them for trying to buy shit, that's another side of that. That's another facet to that problem altogether. That depends on who's willing to take it as currency, who's willing to use it as currency, and how much people are collectively going to say it's worth. And considering that that's still not regulated in any meaningful way, the same way we regulate oil, the same way we regulate gold, the same way we regulate fucking the pricing of grains in this country, then there is no fucking way that it's going to work as a viable currency for any country now or in the future if we don't have actual regulation. That's why Argentina right now, which is trying to go full crypto, is in fucking chaos. You really want to end up like that? I don't. Fuck, man. Jesse Eisenberg. How about y'all? Yeah, Ted Kaczynski. Hold on, I know that name. Hold on, I know that name. Hold on. I know that name. Fucking... Oh, god damn it! Yeah, Unabomber. See what I mean? God almighty. Exactly. Thank you, Fisetter. I like, wait, I know that name. Where did I hear it from? Right, because they were trying to compare Luigi Mangione to the Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder there, Fisetter. Ladies, Zayana...
Okay, that's a big fucking leap comparing him to the Unabomber.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not saying that Fisetter is saying that. I'm saying that
there are folks who are making that comparison,
trying to make that,
which is stupid, but yeah, go on.
No, Zayana Dragonfang, I want to go ahead and let y'all go ahead and head to bed. I know you ladies have worked in the morning. Let me get your final thoughts. Given the info that I was able to lay out for y'all, given that, let me get your final thoughts on what you would like done with all this shit, or how if you can come up with a better idea, how this would work in any feasible way, or should it even be done in the first place? Go ahead, ladies.
Should not be done.
Bad idea. Very bad idea. That's a very bad idea.
You're going to have a bad time.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's a waste of time, money, and resources. And
how are people going to get paid in Bitcoin?
Yeah, and that thing too.
It's like, how would you pay people in Bitcoin?
If they want to try and completely replace the dollar, because eventually they might want to try and do that. How can that work?
They can't.
Hey, yeah, the salary is literally
five Bitcoins.
1 Bitcoin. Okay, how are you going to use that to pay?
Yeah. 1 Bitcoin an hour. Okay.
That means it would be $100,000 an hour, which would be incredible now. But also...
No, that's after it crashes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be after it all crashes. You're right.
It's not stable. Again, this is really money laundering at this point. Because you see how it soared before, like what was that other one that soared? And then the people who were in on it sold all their stocks at its highest, and then it crashed. And everyone lost everything. I forget which one that was.
I can't remember.
Well, you're probably thinking about FTX, which was the crypto exchange, which we talked about. Where they actually had Sam Bankman-Fried, and we actually had the actual crypto exchange platform itself close out and bottom out because it turned out that it was running as a Ponzi scheme between itself and an analytics company, which was fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I think that's what was happening because everyone who was tied to ownership on FTX sold like crazy before they could actually get any help. And then 24 hours later is when it all collapsed and fucking Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested and shit.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's this entire thing is really stupid. We already are having inflation issues with the dollar, so it's like we don't need to add anything else to the pot. The pot is full. The pot is literally overboiling. No one is watching the goddamn pot.
The pot is spilling over. You're gonna burn the house down.
I'm pretty sure that
everything's already catching on fire.
I mean, the water's already on fire. So I mean,
yeah, the stove caught fire.
You don't want to add oil in there because then it's gonna start a grease fire as well.
Guess what? They're gonna add oil
and then it's gonna become
Boom.
a giant mess that they don't want to clean up.
Pretty much, you're gonna need a new kitchen, aka you're gonna need a new America, because America no longer exists because literally it's all up in flames.
And couldn't have said it better. Yeah, no, the pot's boiling over. Fuck. That's actually an excellent analogy. I'm actually impressed. I'm surprised I didn't think of it sooner. Thank you for that so much, ladies. Thank you, Zayana. Thank you, Dragonfang. I appreciate it. And Fisetter over here dropped one more super chat over here. That's another $5 super chat from Fisetter.
Thank you.
Holy shit, brother! Thank you. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate you for that.
Woo!
The dollar will be replaced. Our opportunity to preserve its hegemony is past. The process will be slow, but prepare now by diversifying. Ugh.
What if people can't?
Yeah.
If only.
That's the issue.
But yeah, I guess now would be a good time for me to chime in my final thoughts.
You know what? Yeah, go ahead, Jose.
Yep. All right. So final thoughts on this. Actually, first of all, I'm in agreement with Zayana Rose and Dragonfang that this is a fucking money laundering, and this whole thing is an idea that was not well thought out because of all the different scenarios and all the different problems that the ladies already addressed. Like, they didn't have enough time to think this out, or rather, they didn't put enough time to think it out, and I really don't want this shit to come to fruition. Okay, man. Like, I understand that as we go into the future, you know, we're adapting in different ways of, you know, processing transactions and purchasing stuff and ordering things. But like, you can't get rid of the original. You can't get rid of the American dollar. All right, it remains synonymous. It remains synonymous with our country for the longest time, and doing so would just, it's just, I don't even want to think about it, man. Like, I just can't I just can't picture in America without the American dollar. It's just no, it just doesn't work. I can't have that.
It's not just replacing it one-to-one, Jose. It's basically taking the value of the US dollar and shoving it up Trump's ass.
Yeah, I know. Reducing the value. Yeah, I know. Reducing the value of the dollar. And you can't do that. You can't do that, no matter what crazy fucking outlandish ideas you come up with. And that's why part of me is hoping that this will not come to fruition, because it's part of our nation's history. Okay, it's part of our nation's history. That's another big thing. Part of our history. It has a long lasting value that will not and should not be diminished.
I wouldn't even worry about it in terms of historical value, Jose. It's just a matter of what would make more sense. Having the US dollar as the prime currency for exchanges when it comes to those heavier goods, or trying to tie, which is actually itself tied to the value of those other goods and the debt that we buy from other countries, and like the other reserves that we have of actual physical things that exist, like oil or gold or grain or other raw material that we actually have value in. Like, it's basically replacing that stability,
no,
which fluctuates but not nearly as bad, to something that's basically a yo-yo that's made of flubber.
Okay, no, I get what you're saying, and I feel, and this whole fucking idea of using Bitcoin, how do I put this? I think they need to take the whole line back to formula.
Motherfucker, do we look like Oscorp to you? I recognize the Spider-Man reference when I hear one.
Oh God!
Are you kidding me? You're really gonna pull out a fucking Norman Osborn line out of me on a time like this? God
but am I wrong though?
God Almighty!
I say as I'm doing a fitting test on the Green Goblin suit.
God Almighty!
It's okay, kids. I'm clean. I'm not taking any drugs.
Fight Center? Shit, man, you ain't gotta do this. Oh my
What is
god!
it?
They're over here like fucking. Oh my god! Fight Center with one more $5 super chat. Shit!
Yay!
You're the man
Dude,
now,
he's the
dog.
MVP tonight.
YTMND for you. China is going to cuck us out of reserve currency status with their massive navy and gold reserves. Real talk, that's their plan. Also, predatory loans. Oh, don't get me started on loans. Don't get me started on
All
loans.
right. Well, those are my final thoughts on this. Okay, man.
All right. Here's
Now,
and okay. So, well, why don't you go ahead and let us know what we can look forward to on tomorrow night's edition of Wrestle Rewind, Jose?
for tomorrow night's edition of Wrestle Rewind, which is every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube at Kick. Join me and my tag partner, Mr. Juan Arouse, as we review three of the most exciting pro wrestling programs in North America today: WWE's NXT, AEW Dynamite, and TNA Impact. For tomorrow night's edition of Wrestle Rewind, we will be reviewing the annual TV special of AEW Dynamite's Holiday Bash. Yay! You know, because Christmas.
Christmas.
Yes, which is headlined with
Christmas.
yes. And we'll also be reviewing the main event of this year's pay-per-view event of TNA's Final Resolution, where Nick Nemeth defends the TNA World title against AJ Francis. And we'll also be reviewing the main event of a returning old wrestling traditional show called WWE Saturday Night Main Event, which was on Saturday night on NBC, where Cody Rhodes defended the undisputed WWE Championship against Kevin Owens. More on that tomorrow.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you, Jose. Here's thank you for trying to help us find something fun to look forward to tomorrow night. I appreciate that, Jose. Thank you. All right, and I'll see you tomorrow night on Wrestle Rewind.
Yay! All right, Juancho, I'm throwing the ball back to you.
Don't mind if I do here, folks. Thank you for that. And truthfully, yeah, no, I'm really hoping against hope that, like I said, anything can happen between now and January. But I'm not putting all my eggs in that basket. To get to another egg analogy here, since that's the big thing that we were all fucking talking about in our economy talks. I don't trust Bitcoin because of how unstable it is. I don't trust the stock market because of how unstable that is. That's why I barely touch that stuff. If there's anything that I do use it for, it's to try and see whether there's anything of value I can get out of it. And that's why, like I mentioned earlier in our obligatory disclaimer, I'm not your financial advisor. We at the Ravens Flock are not your financiers. We're not your lawyers. We're giving you our take. You can make your own conclusion when it comes to money, with how to spend your money or invest your money or save your money, however you plan on doing it. The only thing that I'm asking for is, please, folks, don't just come to us for this sort of knowledge, this sort of information. Please be active with the stories that happen around these things, even when you don't think it's going to affect you, because it's too highfalutin, it's too political, or it's too fucking like, what do you call it? It's too complicated. That's what these motherfuckers in power are hoping for. That you're turned off on it because it comes off too complicated, because it comes off too big, or it's too convoluted, or you don't think it'll make a difference, or it doesn't really matter. They want you to feel like it doesn't really matter, because that way you don't ask questions about the shit. That way you don't ask people, why the fuck are you using our taxpayer money this way? We all deserve to have a say in our in the investment of our nation's fucking finances. That's why, one more time, I'm putting up every article that I've had here tonight that I was going to use for our discussion on this. Please, I ask you guys to open these articles up on your own time, on your own dime. Open them up, bookmark them, read them at your leisure. If there's stuff that you don't understand, the information for it is here on the internet. It is going to be here for you. there are tools for you to use so that you can speak this lingo, so that you can translate it into normal-ass human, normal-ass regular Joe Schmoes like you and me, because you deserve to be informed. You deserve to know what the fuck is happening under your nose where these bad actors are fucking operating. And I really hope that we're doing some kind of good here tonight by bringing this information to light, or by showing this to you folks over here at home, because you guys are what we are here for. You're the Ravens flock just as much as we are, because we're here for you. Our motto is your voice, our mission. We know how bad things have gotten. We know how... God dang it, I don't need a little pop-up like that. We know how crazy things can get in terms of our everyday lives. We're just dragged down. We're just being weighed down. Like, I don't have time to think about that shit. I've got to figure out how to pay my bills. I don't have time to think about, the economy and this world issue and all this stuff. I got to feed my family. I've got to put gas in my car. I've got to put fucking food in my fridge. I've got to pay these bills. I got to keep the internet up for my job, or I have to buy clothing for my children or for myself or whatever. Like my ass stinks. I need deodorant or whatever. I need soap. This is one of those things like, okay, this is how this bullshit that they're trying to pull on us will affect you, will affect me, will affect all of us. And I'm hoping that I translated this all down enough for everyone who was watching tonight to understand. And for anyone watching in the future, again, if there's anyone who is better qualified, who knows this shit better than the sources that I've been fucking citing here, if you know better, please, please, please bring it forward, show me, and dumb it down for us so that we can understand. I invite it openly, and I'm hoping against hope that this shit doesn't go through. But if there's any other developments on this stuff or anything else happening in the darker side of nerd and pop culture, you better believe that we'll be hearing from it right here on this program. The uncensored and uncompromising interview and review podcast of the Ravens flock, Theblackfiles, hosted by yours truly, Juan Arouse. Be sure to request access as we go live every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, simulcasting on YouTube and Kick. Hit the subscribe and the follow button, ring the notification bell to stay up to date on all of our content. Become an inner flocker by hitting the join button, and until next time, continue to follow us on Facebook.com/TheRavensFlock, Twitter.com/RavensFlock13, Instagram.com/TheRavensFlockOnline, Kick.com/TheRavensFlock, and of course, remember to hit the subscribe button and ring that tiny little notification bell right here on our flagship platform, YouTube.com/TheRavensFlock. Humble home of the Blackfiles, Los Amigos Play, Wrestle Rewind, and the Ravens Flock. For Jose Casabona, Dragonfang Cosplay, and Zeon Rose Cosplay, I am Juan Arouse. This has been the Blackfiles, and we are out.